How can I keep my children from seeing inappropriate things online? How has technology impacted family evening routines and connections since 20 years ago? What's good about it and what's bad?
Okay, I want to start out by reading you a prayer that you've probably heard before. It's called the Serenity Prayer. And I really think it applies to these two questions. So let me read it to you. It says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It goes on. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as he did, this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever in the next. Now, one of the things that if you've been at Southside for a while, you've probably heard me say, and if you're brand new today, this will be the first time that you maybe hear me say it. I believe that there's a lot of things in this world that are beyond our control. Okay, so can we get real really quick? So let's start here. One of these questions is about, what is the word used? Inappropriate images. Okay, so let's just say it. You were exposed to sexual images when you were too young, correct? Correct? Yeah. Yep. And it's taken its toll. So can I just suggest to you that we're gonna talk about all kinds of ideas that you can have, but we also live in a broken world. We live in a hyper-sexualized world, and the chances are that your kids, much like you, not through any fault of your own, may well be exposed to things that they should not be exposed to at too young of age. So we don't live in the illusion that we can control what is outside of our control. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now let's talk about controlling what we can control. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Okay, sure, I will. So the question that talked about how family routines and everything, do you want to finish what you were saying about the first one? I feel like you should, because I'm kind of jumping into the second part.
Okay.
Finish what you were, because that was all really good what you said for service. I really derailed him there.
No, that's good.
Derailed him.
So let's talk about controlling the controllables. One of the things that hit me when I read it this time was like enjoying one moment at a time. Enjoying one moment at a time. Enjoying every spectacular moment. There's a lot of things that are good about technology. There's a lot of things that are bad about technology. But here's one thing that is within your control. Listen to me, this is important. You can Google this, which is kind of funny, but you can Google this if you think I'm making it up. You are stupider. You're a brilliant person, by the way, okay? But you are stupider. Is that a word? You are dumber. Is that a word? Okay. You're dumber when your smartphone is in the same room as you are. Google it if you don't believe me.
Studies have been done.
They did studies. Your phone sitting face down on the table, not good. Your phone in a backpack, a little bit better. Your phone outside of the room, your ability to solve problems and create, exponentially higher.
That's crazy.
So now we talk about, hey, how do we help our families just enjoy every spectacular moment? Can I tell you what doesn't work? Doing this. Would you guys get off your stupid phone? That probably doesn't work, right? Mm-hmm. So, what about starting with you? Because you can control you, right? So, understanding that there is moments in your day, not every moment of every day, but there are moments in your day when you should probably take the phone and throw it. No, I was going to throw it out the window. You know, put it in another room. And look at your kids and go, no, finish. I want to hear this. The staff all makes fun of me because a couple months ago I went to this retreat, 5 days.
No technology.
No technology. No
We've
phone.
heard
no
that
iPad.
a lot.
No Apple Watch. Nothing. And they make fun of me because I've mentioned it a lot. Okay? But the point that I'm making is all of a sudden, you're going to think I'm crazy maybe. That's okay. Food tastes a bit better. Ideas come a little bit quicker. Moments seem to be a little bit more significant. Does that make sense? So I would say that if you want to have a family that can really enjoy, take hold of every single moment, you start. Before you tell them what they should do, you ask yourself, because have you ever noticed this? When you walk around without your phone, do you ever get phantom buzz?
Butt buzz? Phantom butt buzz.
No, you do, don't you?
It's a thing.
You're all of a sudden doing this, and you're like, there's no phone there, bro. So it's just like
that's
putting the
crazy.
phone in another room. Yeah.
Because as Christian parents especially, we need to be trend setters. We need to go against the culture. The Bible says, don't conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So we are going to be very unpopular with our children in this area because you are going to get a lot of pressure for them to be like all the other kids. You know, all the 10-year-olds in my class have phones, you know, smartphones, which is just insane. So there's a couple of things that I have heard families do. Because like for us, it was 20 years ago, right? Like I think smartphones came out about that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So like for us, it was like the family computer, the one family computer, the monitor was this big, had to be in a central location, which it's a little harder, but I still think that that is a really good rule where if you're sending your kids off alone somewhere where they have access to the internet, that's just asking for trouble. That's crazy. You're not protecting them. So that's one way that you can control the controllables. But this one family, in order to like set some boundaries without being unpopular, they just made a simple rule. You can have a smartphone when you can pay for it. So when you can pay for the phone and the monthly charges and the overcharges and everything involving your phone you can pay for. And that just took kind of the discussion off the table until they were 15, 16, until they had a job. So I just thought that was brilliant. They have 5 kids. They're raising really, really good kids. And another really good idea that I heard, if you are going to give your child a phone, and I think often it's for safety reasons, like I think that's the pressure parents feel, like if they're in a bad situation or they need a dangerous situation and they need to phone me, I want them to be able to do that. So there's a couple things. Dumb phones are making a comeback, and I really think that Gen Zers who have just started to have kids are going to lead the way in this. They're the first generation who doesn't remember life without smart technology, and the pendulum is swinging with a lot of them, and they don't want their kids to be as, I don't know, anxious maybe as they are. So I think they're going to lead the way in this, but I think Christians also should too. So this is another idea. If you are going to give your child a phone, you say it this way: this is my phone because I bought this phone. And ownership, you know, you pay for it. It's my phone, but I'm going to let you use it, which changes everything. You don't get that, but that's my phone and you can't take my phone. And how dare you look at my text messages? It gives you just like free reign for that phone, right? And you're home from school. I'll take my phone, and it goes in a drawer, and you can take it again on your way out the door. Because kids really, really need that time at home when they get home from school to decompress from all of the pressure that they feel at school. Pressure to like, you know, am I okay? Do they like me? Does she like me? They looked at me weird. And who do I have to be to fit in here? And all of that, it's really stressful, and it starts at such a young age now. So if they stay connected to that sort of thing the whole evening and then back at school, they are going to be anxious. So it's really not surprising that all the studies that show that the smartphone usage has led to anxious kids. There's a lot of reasons for it, but that's one of them. So those are ways that you can like kind of control the family routines, like no smartphones. And then like Mike said, you have to lead the way. So like you can't say, I'll take your smartphone, put it in the drawer, and I'm just going to sit here all night scrolling through mine. That doesn't work.
Yeah, and one of the questions asked about inappropriate images. So let's talk about that. The incredible destructive relationship of pornography. Okay, so again, here's what I don't think works in our world. Do as I say, not as I do. I don't think that works. And I don't think that works for two reasons. Number one, I think...
Oops, that can stay there.
What did you do? Where'd it go?
I dropped the lid. It's right under you, but it doesn't really matter.
Here you go.
Is it going to get contaminated or something?
Oh, it landed right way up.
I just derailed you again.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
How do I work under these conditions? I just need someone to answer me that.
Honestly, I don't know. You're so brave.
I'm so brave. Okay, so basically, I don't think do as I say, not as I do works real well for one reason. Well, example, like what you're doing speaks so loudly, I can't hear a word that you say. Yeah. I know it's sobering, isn't it, to be a mom or to be a dad? But it just simply doesn't work to say do as I say, not as I do. Number one, because example is so powerful. But number two, I think there's a spiritual principle involved. So let's talk about inappropriate images. How are you doing with that? If pornography is a regular part of your life, your kids are 4 times more likely than average to be addicted to pornography. I'm not looking to make fun of you. I'm not looking to judge you. I am saying this, however, like if this is an issue with you, because remember I said earlier, you were exposed to images that you shouldn't have been exposed to at way too young of an age. So how are you doing with it? Another way to say it would be this. Philippians chapter 4, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Does that pretty much describe you? And the things that you fill your mind with and your leisure time with? If so, that's probably going to be a real defining characteristic of your kids. If that's not the case right now, then get help.
And we, starting in the fall, we don't have a start date yet, but this fall, Freedom Session starts out. So if, you're stuck in this area or really any area of your life, there's no person in this room, including us, that is not going to benefit from Freedom Session for countless reasons. Text the keyword free, and then you're going to get information for the start date. It's an amazing program.
Pope John Paul said this: there's no dignity when the human dimension is eliminated from the person. In short, the problem with pornography is not that it shows too much of the person, but that it shows far too little.
That's incredible.
So let's say that in this world, we're hypersexualized. We take people and we show far too little. We assume that someone is defined by their ability to produce certain emotions or feelings inside of me. So you lead the way. And just one more thing, don't be a Christian family that makes sex the weird thing you can't talk about. Of course, you're age appropriate, but sex is a gift from God. It's something that you should discuss, not make it seem like this one item that they just kind of have to navigate and figure out on their own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep the door open for them to ask you questions of stuff that they're hearing. We'll just end that question with the good things about technology, just a few things. Yeah. If your kids really love video games, learn how to play the video games.
I've been playing Mario. I'm trying to get better at Mario Kart, but my thumb is killing me from the all gas, no brake. You know what I'm saying? Causes thumb problems.
That's just one way. Also, I really actually like, especially when teenagers connect with their friends and they play video games online. I think that, of course there has to be restrictions and time and everything, but I think that's a legit way to connect. Another thing is just how connected you can stay to your kids. FaceTiming, all that stuff. When one of my grandchildren was about 8 or 9 months old, she started making strange with me. Now that is not okay. So I just started FaceTiming the baby every day. Into the phone, she stopped making strange. So anyways, there's good things about technology.